Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to our Fatelink channel. I want to talk a minute today about this Fool archetype and also kind of what I'm trying to do here with this new series on the Fatelink channel. I've been working on getting my second feature film off the ground for a really long time, and it's felt like there's been a series of challenges from the pandemic to the strikes. At one point during the pandemic, I was trying to do a series where I charted the process of making a movie, and guess what? The movie didn't end up getting made. So that was some humbling shit to deal with. But even though I've had a lot of false starts, I still feel incredibly grateful to the creative process. And every time I sit down to write something, I feel like somehow the creative process is just this huge gift that's helping me to feel more alive and connect with other people, so that even when the projects fail to launch, somehow living through a creative process feels like the best gift and something that also strengthens me to be able to give something to other people. And so rather than get into the particulars of how to make a movie, because so much is out of my control, doing a step by step of how to make a feature film, I just don't want to do it again. But I do feel that I have something to say about the creative process itself, and that process's potential to help individuals more fully realize their purpose in life and an understanding of all these different aspects of who you are. I started out doing this episode that was going to be a top 10 list of like top 10 creative practices for you to do. Part of the piece that I had written was about the difference between analysis and creativity, and ironically I felt like the original draft was just me going into analysis rather than me being creative. And I remembered, the kind of feeling of putting together my very first show back in 2004, and just the feeling of getting people together and putting this show on. And I started feeling like, oh, wow, I have to go back to being a fool instead of being an expert. So I'm going to read a few things that I wrote about the Fool. The first of the couple things I'm going to read is a poem I wrote. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. The Fool sports an unknowing smile, as if one can emanate God nature without sacrifice. In the distance, Hera plots, Diana threads her bow, Poseidon churns a brand new ocean into a vortex of waves, all waiting to hear an order from Zeus himself. Attack, destroy, no mercy. The smiles that come later, tinged with gratitude, lack a specific kind of confidence. Ah, fool, wear that unknowing smile as long as you can, until a rumor swirls, or you hear the whoosh of an arrow sure to hit its target. Wear it until the salt water of an unknown ocean barrels towards you in the form of a tornado. Part of the fun of the Fool, the texture of it for me, is getting to smile without fear of what's coming. And of course, being older now, you always know something else is coming. And so I guess, the very first time you're the Fool is the best time, because you really don't know the possibilities of the things that can come. Here's another little statement I wrote about the Fool. Those who refuse to be a fool now and then are the true beginners. Whatever they have accomplished has been done without the consent of the soul. Some people just really never allow themselves to be a fool in love. Have you noticed that? Isn't that a difference between people? I think the terror of the Fool facing such an unknown outcome with the vulnerability of being a beginner That's too much for some people. They'll go through their whole lives avoiding ever putting themselves in that position. Of course, some people put themselves in the position of the fool and they pay the price. But still got the poker chip. What do you think about the fool? Have you been courageous and allowed yourself to be a fool in your life? How do you feel about other people's foolishness? Is there part of you that envies it? Do you admire it? Do you have that, oh, I'm glad that's not me. That'll never be me? How does the fool provoke you? Leave it in the comments below. See you next time.